It is another episode of Say It Loud. And today in the hot seats, we have the originators, right? The heart and soul of Style and Soul magazine here with us, Miss Kenya
Hey,
and Little Man Jay. Thank you for being here with me, guys.
thank
You're
you for
welcome
having us.
for having us.
How are you?
I'm well. I don't know about you, but I'm well.
You look
Yeah, I
great.
don't know why she good. I'm good. We all good. We chilling. I'm glad you good.
Yeah. So I loved my shoot with Style and Soul magazine. It was one of the most fun shoots I've done. I think because of you guys, just
Really?
bringing that energy and making me feel so comfortable and kind of like having everything so well organized. But I did want to always ask, like, how was Style and Soul born? Like, what was the concept? Where did it come from?
I'll answer that.
Yeah.
Well, Style and Soul was born 3 years ago. I had a magazine before that. I didn't like how it was going down, so I closed it. And I was in the bar with my sister, and I was like, I need a new magazine name because people was asking me how I can get into the magazine. And so she found a tab that said Soul and Style beer. So we just reversed it and said Style and Soul. And the reason why I have a magazine is because I was tired of all the booty magazines. I was tired of all the hood magazines. So
Mhm.
I decided to come and do my own thing. And I modeled, and when I modeled, I didn't have a platform to showcase my stuff. So I decided to create my own lane. And then 2 years later, yeah, year and a half later, me and Jay connected as partners, and
I
that's how
love
we
it.
ended up.
I love it. I think you touched on a couple things that were really interesting for me. The first one is being tired of the booty magazines and being tired of the ratchet magazines and just creating a space where we can still show culture and we can still show fashion and we can still show what's going on in hip hop and culture and community without it being something that's derogatory.
Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I think that's really important, and then bridging that gap because we don't see that a lot in certain parts of our culture and our community.
Right.
Nope.
Definitely not.
So I think celebrating that in itself and saying, okay, this is how I'm going to create that lane. Now, how do you find people then that fit into it?
Well, let me take one. I answer this.
Go ahead, you take it.
Well, we don't discriminate on nobody. So where you have a lot of magazines out there that do, they'll look at your weight, they look at your height, they look at certain things, and oh, you're not the right ethnicity, stuff like that. We don't do that. You know what I'm saying? If we see something, we'll find a designer that will do something
Compliment.
for you, right? That will do something for you, or we'll figure something out to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Because this gives people, something where they can be like, you know what? Every other magazine shut me down, but they didn't. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And this is what we about. Style and Soul magazine is different from every other magazine. We're not gonna be like every other magazine. They do what they do, we do what we do.
Yeah, I like that. I think also why it aligns with me and the people that are here is also that very reason. There's so many up and coming artists
Right,
that do not have a platform, do not have a space, but have a
right,
talent. And
right,
clearly, you guys have an eye where you can see that and you can be like, yo, this is going to be something. Let
right.
me give them this platform. Let me share this space.
Absolutely.
Right.
And I think that's another thing to, like I said, celebrate because usually what you see is one person on one magazine. Now they're on everything, but there's,
Mhm.
15, 20 people up and coming who have that energy and they have that talent and they have whatever it is that it takes and they just need a shot somewhere,
Absolutely.
to jump off of. And I think Style and Soul definitely brings that in not just fashion, but also in music and also in art and also in there's so many different things. So how does it grow from here? Like what's the plan?
Wow.
Yeah. Go ahead, yo. Okay, start it off. I'll finish that one.
Started off okay. Well, I wanted to be in newsstands. I wanted to be international. I wanted to be global. Well, I should say we, because You know, it was him and I. We wanted to be international and global. I personally want to start doing fashion shows for the people that in the magazine, so you
Right.
can see, so you can also another outlet for them to show off their talent.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I wanted to be on newsstands.
Yeah.
We definitely wanted to be on newsstands, you know, and digital. But you know, I'm old school. I like hard copies.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think that's
I
one of
want to
the
go on. I want to be able to go to a newsstand and see Style and Soul up there and be like, we did that. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah. I want to see that for you guys too. I love
And
So
that
it's,
fashion show idea.
so it's like, okay, I gotta go back for 1 second. You said how everything started to be. She explained how it happened, but how we became partners. I said to her one day, let's become business partners. She laughed at me.
I sure
You know
enough
what I'm
did.
saying? She laughed at me, thought it was a joke. She was like, come on, motherfucker, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, no, seriously, let's be business partners and stuff like that. So we sat down, talked about it. She giving me that look like, come on, you can't be serious. And then we sat down, had one conversation, just one conversation. And now we here now.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Now let me catch back up. All right. As she said, every stand wanted to go global, wanted to reach so many different people, and that's the focus. Between all the other businesses that we do have, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We just want all of that to happen. So it's gonna go from being on different stands, being global, you know, different states here. If we could get it to space, I'll do that too. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then we just make it happen.
He's serious too. He's
I
very
believe
serious.
you. I believe you. I believe you. I think that there's definitely a lot of space for growth. And I think that's the fun part of investing in something, that you do get to see it grow, you know, and that you get to see that there's a long-term vision. And I know there's so many entrepreneurs, and this is one of the questions that I had is like, what advice do you give someone who is an entrepreneur and is watching something like this grow and having vision? Like, what do you tell them?
Don't stop.
Yeah.
Don't
Stay,
stop.
stay. Don't stop. Stay
Keep
focused.
rising. Keep standing up. Keep tomorrow is gonna be better than yesterday and better today. Keep going.
Absolutely. Don't let nobody disturb you from what you're trying to do. Because
Exactly.
that's what happens out here, where a lot of people do something or they mention it to somebody and people the hate start happening. People deter them from what they want to know, what they want to do, and then they start getting sad and they get stressed and they don't do what they want to do. So keep going. Don't listen to what people saying, because if you listen to what other people saying, you know what I'm saying, you won't go nowhere.
And
I
I
say
can
like this, be a
go ahead.
leader. I just say be a leader. Don't follow. Just lead your own way and make it happen.
Make your own lane, and I can contest to that, because when I first started it, I wasn't very positive, because I was getting, oh, you still doing your little magazine, that little word, you want to just strangle somebody when they say that. And I was like, yeah, I'm still doing, oh, that's so cute. And I was
Right.
just like, okay, yeah. And I took the negative. I didn't do the positive. And then, like you said, he helped me with that positivity thing. And then I had to sit myself down and have a conversation with myself. I'm like, is this what you want to do? Do you really want to do this? Because you put so much effort into it, and you got so many people help being a part of it, that you let other people down. I couldn't let anybody else down. I couldn't do it.
Right.
Besides myself, I couldn't let anybody else down. So I would say keep going. Tomorrow's a brighter day, and just keep learning. Just dust yourself off and keep going.
I like that. I definitely agree with that. Although I do need to work on it too, because sometimes I'm just like, I don't know. You're right. People tend to, I don't know. I be getting more love from strangers than I do from people I know, right? The people you know is like, yeah, you got a hobby and you got to do it. And you're like, bro, I'm investing every single dollar and every single minute I have into this. This is not, this is not just a hobby. And so sometimes it's hard to get out of that mindset and kind of turn it around and be like, this is what I'm doing. You with me or you not?
Right.
I'm gonna do it with you or without you. So that's
I'm
dope.
quick to be like I'm out. I'm quick to be like I'm out. Like, what?
Crazy.
Nah, I'm good. I don't hear that. You know what I mean?
Like my listeners that I don't know, like never met or something, show me so much love. And then there's
Right.
people that I know that are just like, is lukewarm. Maybe ask you a question or something. Maybe buy a t-shirt or something. And it's not even for me. It's not even about spending money. It's just bringing that energy to you and someone having a conversation where they at least just even ask, like, how's it going? How can I help? How can I be supportive? What could I do?
You're right.
You're 100% right.
And it's like, it's funny because the ones that do know you see that's where I say a stranger will show you more love than your own people. Because like your own people will look at what you do and see it, and then that's when the hate starts. It starts. Oh, well, this person got this now. How does this person get that? You know what I'm saying? We was just here the other day. They didn't have that. So that's when it's like, okay, sometimes people you gotta really tell them. You gotta really put them on the back burner sometimes. Because they be the first ones that will do the negativity. Right. A stranger would just show, like you said, a stranger would show you more love than that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like sometimes you got to put them on the back burner.
Yeah, it's true. I totally get it. And I'm okay with that. I'm at the point where it's like, that's fine. So I have a big question for you when it comes to style and fashion, because I really do think that style and fashion are so big in the community and at the forefront of really bringing in new ideas and new culture and new, like, I don't know. I grew up, I'm aging myself, but I grew up on like Word Up magazine and Vibe and all of those kinds of things. And as those in the hip hop community and the African American and brown people culture, being this place where when like new stuff was coming out, that's where it would be. And so for style and soul, that's where you guys are. You are one of the mediums for that. So how do you do that work and still stay ahead of where everybody else is?
Your turn.
Because you guys are doing it, but the reality is you got to be a visionary somehow to do that. Because you got to be ahead of whatever the trend is, and you do it flawlessly. So maybe it's conscious, maybe it's subconscious, but you're doing it.
Well, what we do differently compared to a lot of people use a lot of Photoshop and stuff. We don't. I'll find a location, and as I find a location, like I said, I'll find a location that match who you are. You know that, you know what I'm saying? Because when we did the show. You know what I'm saying? So basically, we look at that. We have to study who we working with. You know what I'm saying? Right. To see what they're about. And once we do that, when it comes to the fashion part, that's her. You know what I'm saying? So like what we do, she'll handle some things, I handle some things. We mash it and push it together. You know what I'm saying? If it comes to where like, say it's in a disagreement, we don't beef or fight about it. You know what I'm saying? We'll find ways to make it where we're both happy about it. You know what I'm saying? And it wouldn't be like, no, fuck that, no, this, that, no, whatever. We joke around and laugh all the time, but when it comes down to like really business, like, you know what I'm saying? We sit down, we talk it out, and then we just make it happen. You know what I'm saying? I guess we stay ahead of the game because it's like how we are. You know what I'm saying? This is us. You met us. This is what we do. You know what I'm saying? She's like a sister I never had, and I'm like a brother. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that, and that's just natural. There's no joking around, no playing, nothing. But this is what we do, and this is how we stay out of the game because we true to it, and everybody that we work with, you know what I'm saying? It's like a family business type thing, but at the end of the day, we have fun with everybody.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Definitely do have fun.
And add on to that, when it comes to different fashions, like I searched this website called Model Mayhem. I searched there. I searched Facebook. I use social media to find different designers besides word of mouth. Because somebody said to me, "Oh, my friend is a designer," or "My friend does this." So I'm like, okay, so a lot of people are they're not well known because they didn't have an outlet. So that's how the fashion designers come to me. Either I search for them or word of mouth, and it comes to me. And it seemed to pan off pretty good. I've been doing this. We're on issue number 11?
Yeah, we're on 11.
Spring is going to be issue number 11, and every issue has at least 2 designers in it.
Right. Wow. Right. Yeah, so I think that's another thing that people probably don't realize. There's so much background work that goes into the final thing that they see. You know, because for me as a consumer, I just pick up a magazine, it's done, and I just look at it and I'm like, it's dope. But we're not thinking about, well, what did it take to put this together?
Right.
Girl, when I get off this interview, I got pictures to go through when I get off this interview. I was doing it before then. I was like, oh my God, I'm not done yet. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, but you know, you guys are passionate about it. And I think when people are passionate about their work, it speaks for itself.
But it's not work though. It's not work though.
Exactly.
We have,
when you edit these pictures and see how you feel.
Man, look, it's there, but you laughing though. Look, you having fun. You know what I'm saying? It's still fun at what we do. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what. If she editing pictures, right? I still gotta set times and dates and find places and this and do, you know, all of this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like she's doing one thing, I'm doing the next. She's doing one thing, I'm doing. So it's like we take it and we put it in together. Then once she does that, then we sit down, we look at different things, and that's when we start, you know, brainstorming on different aspects.
Right.
That's what we do.
And building out the ideas.
Yeah. It's fun. It's rewarding. I enjoy it because when I see somebody like you put a smile on your face, because
oh man, I had such a good time.
That makes me feel good, because sometimes I be like, I don't know how this picture's gonna come out, so let's hope it comes out the best. And when I show it to you, you was like, oh my God. I was like, okay, I did good. I did good. Yeah, no, I get a little nervous sometimes, but I'm like, I do. So it's a fulfillment for me. It really makes me feel good that I'm doing something that people love and enjoy, and I can put a smile on somebody else's face.
Yeah. No, I had a good time. I loved it. I felt like everything was so well organized. It was great. I can't wait till we do it again.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got you.
All right, so let's get into some fun stuff I want to know about you. So,
let's
who
go.
and where would be your top 3 shoots and style for the magazine? So, if you could shoot anybody, dead or alive, on any location, who would be your top 3 that you would want to shoot and have in the magazine? We're gonna put them out there.
That's funny. He just asked me that the other day, and my first person that I thought of was Janet Jackson. I just love that girl. I love her.
You can pull it off too.
I just love her.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Yeah, say your 3.
You say one and we go back to
Michael Jackson. I'm gonna do Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson, yes.
Michael Jackson, Prince, and I would do Whitney Houston. All 3 of them.
Michael
I know they dead,
Jackson.
but I would do all of them.
That's the trio.
Right.
The Holy Trinity.
Right. No, because nobody would think of that. That's why nobody would think of that. So you know how to be different. Somebody would say, "Oh, somebody knew that." No, nobody would think of that. So that's why I would definitely, you know.
That's pretty interesting. Anybody knew? Anybody knew?
That's usually a kidney. All right, I like that.
Usually a kidney.
Is there anybody new, more recent that you would want to shoot, and you're like, yo, I would love to have them in the magazine?
Yeah, because I think she seems so much fun. It's Cardi B. I like her. Yeah. I think she would be so much fun.
I definitely, and she photographs well.
Yes.
She photographs. Say what you want about her, but you put a camera in front of her, and you're gonna get the shot. So yeah, I definitely think Cardi brings it. Like her some people just do good in front of the camera.
Mm-hmm.
And
Lauryn Hill. That's a good one.
Yeah, Lauryn Hill. She's tough. I like her.
Okay. Any guys besides Michael and Prince?
No.
I would do Jamie Foxx. That would be one. Jamie Foxx. I would do.
Well, he's diverse, so that's right. Good. Well, he can do more than one look.
Right.
He did Ray Charles and did Django. Like he can do more than one look.
Yes, he can.
Right. It's too many for me to pick 3. Yeah. So that's why I said what I said on that note. But put it like, there's so many people out here.
Yeah.
It's funny that you mentioned Cardi, because you know we did a business a long time ago. So it's like as her taking pictures and doing all of that, like you're right. You know what I'm saying? One of my mansion parties, she did her first video there. You know what I'm saying? And all of that. So it's like I mean,
Yeah, full
we see,
circle.
yeah, we see what
Uh,
we can do.
what about your goals for destination shoots? Are you guys looking at different cities? Do you shoot in different cities? How does that work for you? And how do you scout it out if it's like in a different city or something?
If it's in a different city, well, Google Maps is a great tool. You know what I mean? Not even Google Maps. Google Earth is a great tool because you can put certain addresses in and it takes you right there. So
Right.
you can scout the whole situation out. You know what I mean? I tell people this: download that. If you got somewhere to go and you're not sure about it, you see that neighborhood and you sure you don't want to go, you don't gotta go. Like, nah, I see what it look like already. Now I'm good. You know what I mean? It look kind of dangerous over there. So it's like, but that's one thing. To either go take a flight and go visit.
Yeah.
I mean, having friends in a lot of different places is a good thing as well. You know what I'm saying? Because they can also scout something. Oh, this will be good. Try this. This will be good. Try this. You know what I'm saying? So that'll be great too.
Yeah,
And overseas, that's that's in the works, in the making stuff.
the
Yeah.
first issue I did, I shot quite a few pictures in Texas. I have a
Oh.
friend that lives out in Texas, and I was telling her about the magazine, and she was like, "Oh, I got the perfect models for you." She set up everything for me. All I had to do was just show up on my camera,
That's
and
amazing.
yeah, we took the pictures. The cover was bad. It was indoors and everything like that, and it worked out. So I agree with him with that. But that's
Yeah.
his job. That's not my job. That's his job.
This big face right here. Come on, man.
Whatever.
I'm trying to
Whatever,
be nice.
Ninja.
I feel like
Whatever,
that's
Ninja
a fun
Turtle.
part of the job, though. I think the fun part is shooting, but it's also like, how can I be creative in a space? And so that takes the talent in itself, right? There's an eye behind the camera, and then there's also a vision of saying, okay, what can I create in this space? So it takes a visionary to do that work. And people don't realize that. They just see what they see at the end, and they don't realize all these different components that are put together to make it what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we
You know,
just did a photo shoot the other day where we was using like one of the small streets in the city, and it had construction and had all this stuff. It was just a mess,
It
but
was
it
a
was
mess.
perfect. The
We made
pictures
a
came out.
beautiful thing. We made a beautiful thing out of a mess.
Yes.
right.
And I was just looking at the pictures. Those pictures came out so nice. I'll be posting them soon, so don't worry.
I think that's the work that you do to say,
Yes.
okay, let's just keep going with this and see what happens.
Yes.
So I think that's so what is your worst model experience or shoot experience that you have been faced with?
I read that question earlier and I was thinking about it, and I don't really have one.
So no bad experiences out there where you're with like, I couldn't work with this girl, we couldn't get the shot, the pigeons all started shitting all over the place. Like none of that happened. Like there's nobody tripped. Like none of that happened. I forgot my battery. Like that don't happen to y'all.
I mean, I forgot my battery one time, or my memory card or something, and Jay had to go pick it up for me. But nothing real. I don't think I had anything real. Have we? I don't think so.
No, but even if we did, no, actually we did. We did have, but the thing is that we so professional to the point where they don't even phase us. They don't even phase us. Like we'll do it, make it hot, and then keep it moving.
Oh yeah, we did have one issue. Remember we was in Central Park, and designer took like 3 hours.
Oh yeah, it took 3 hours to come through.
Yeah, he had some type of issue. He was coming from Jersey. He had some issue, and I sat in the corner trying to figure out how I was going to get through this day. And he came up to me. He's like, "Yo, don't worry about it. We got this. We got this. All the models, like, we got to shoot in our clothes. We'll shoot now because the makeup was getting done and everything. So they was like, we got to shoot in our clothes. We'll shoot in our clothes. Don't worry about it. We got this. So this pretty much was one of the. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great.
Right.
You gotta understand.
Tough things happen.
Yeah.
Right. When you perfect what you do, and it's fun what you do, and your mind is focused on doing that, and then that happens, yeah, it kind of bothers you a little bit. But I'm a type of person that, look, okay, if this is not here, we're gonna flip it and do something else with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's me, and I've always been like that. You know what I mean? So as for being my business partner, like I ain't gonna have us sitting there like, come on, yo, we gonna flip it and do it the way how we do it. Like, don't be mad because they ain't here. Let's flip it. Let's do it. And that's what it is.
And that's exactly what he did too. Because
That's
I was in the
amazing,
corner. I was in the corner ready to give it up. I was just like, I can't believe I sat here for 2 hours and they still not here yet. But it worked out.
Yeah,
It just came out fire.
Yeah. You got people depending on you though. So I understand. I totally get where you're like, we got to do something. But what are we going to do? Because this is all we got. And then trying to make something out of that. So what are you guys doing now? What's up with this new issue? What can we look forward to? What are we going to see? How many pages are in the magazine? Like, are we thinking about going bigger? Are we thinking about going smaller? Like, what's good?
Well, you gotta wait and now.
You don't got to tell me who's in it, but
nah, this issue is the fashion and comedy issue. You know what I'm saying? Comedy, fashion, comedy issue where we're bridging the gap between comedy and fashion. So a lot of the well-known comedians you're gonna see. You know what I'm saying? Certain designers you're gonna see. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And you'll see how that turn out. You know what I mean? It's gonna be funny, gonna be crazy. And as pages could differ. So we can't give really an exact, you know what I'm saying? It either be the same or more. So
right.
it's never under. It's never under.
It's usually about, we go about maybe 98 pages on down to 77. It really varies. Really varies.
That's a lot of pages, though. That's a lot of work.
But when you go through it, doesn't look like a lot of pages.
Yeah.
When you flip through that magazine, it doesn't look like a lot of pages.
Yeah.
And my graphic designer Ty is the bomb. Our graphic designer, he'll. One time I gave him like 100 and how many pages I gave him one time? 124 or something like that.
He condensed the hell out that shit.
Yes, he did his thing with that, and I was like, I'm sorry.
Big shout out to Ty.
You condense it, please. Yes, big shout out to Ty. He does whatever I ask him to do. He do it, and then plus. So he'll do his 100 and add on another 100 because that's his work. You know, he's proud. He takes pride in what he does. Absolutely. And to be honest, when I first started the magazine, it was his first time doing a magazine. So as I grew as a magazine, he grew as a graphic designer because he was just doing flyers and I think posters or something. So now he graduated. So when I started the magazine back whenever, he grew with me.
Right.
So each magazine is better than the one before.
Right.
Right.
So I'm happy to have him on our team because God knows.
I was going to ask, how is that as far as sales? Are more people doing digital? Do people still want hard copy? How does that work? Like, what is the preference out there? Because I'm old school. Like I said, when I try to download a magazine to my iPad, I'm like, this just don't feel the same.
All right. So the thing is this. You have, okay, let's do the math. This issue and last issue sold a lot of hard copies. Like this went to hit about 7,800. And that's just hard copies.
Right.
Digital was about 3,900. You know what I'm saying? So there's more hard copies going out than digital. Because people still see, they'll look at the digital, they're like, oh, this is hot. But then like when we doing the videos and stuff of people signing, which
yeah, we're doing ours this weekend.
All right, cool. That's what
we're doing ours this weekend. I didn't forget.
All right, so when we do that and people see them videos and stuff like that of people signing and they be like, wow, like, you know, the hard copy is no joke.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we take our time in what we do. We don't put out bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And if you feel it, that you can knock somebody out with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So That's what it is. And they when they see it, they be like, yo, this is off the hook is better than the digital. I thought the digital was hot, but this is even more hotter. Like,
Yeah. I think also having a tangible product just makes people feel like they have something when you could touch it and you could feel it, you
right.
know? So I
Absolutely.
like the idea of people having that and being like, okay, like this is my copy. I picked it up. I took it with me to the bathroom. You know what I mean? I showed somebody at work. It just feels different than it just being something that you swipe through. And I think
Absolutely.
when they have that tangible copy in their hand, you know?
Absolutely.
So I
Right.
like that. I definitely like that. I say more. I know we're not supposed to kill trees, but I'm like, you know what? I think that certain things. I think that there's certain things that it's just worth it. You know what? I think that's that. Where what magazines bring to culture, I think is worth it. What they bring to kids, what they bring to people, their self-esteem. It's just another form of media, but you take it in a different way.
You're right. Absolutely. And I feel the same way. Like, it's like, you know, when we have that, it brings more people just love it. Like, and when people love stuff, we love it.
Yeah. How long has the magazine been out, Kenya?
This spring will be 3 years.
Oh wow. So that's a lot of different ones that you've done. If we're on number 11 in 3 years, that's a lot.
Yeah. Thank you. We do it quarterly. We only time we did two we did spring summer last year because of COVID, but it's usually
Right.
every season we do a magazine.
Right.
But because of COVID, we had to condense the two, which worked out fine because the magazine came out popping anyway, so it worked out.
Right. And
But
then
we were still working.
knew what was going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, we were still working during COVID. You know, we was careful and safe, but we were still working.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Absolutely. I'm just excited to see the direction that that Style and Soul goes into now. Like, that's what I'm excited to see. Just the pivot in the direction of like where you guys want to take it and how you take it. Not just in where we're selling it, but like the content in the context of what's included in the magazine. So like because there's one thing like taking the pictures, but there's also the articles in there, like who puts that together and thinks about like, all right, how are we going to tell this story?
Well, we have a writer called, his name is Rashad Worthy. He has an article in his Hip Hop Opinion. So we have that. We have a poetry corner where my girlfriend Kay and quite a few other people submitted their poems for the magazine. We have a thing called Two Perspectives, which is like Dear Abby back in the day. Remember Dear Abby?
I do.
Where you get love advice from her. But now with this one, we have a male perspective and a female perspective. So you ask that question, and you know they think differently from us anyway because they're weird. So they you get their answer. What'd you say?
No, listen, I'm listening.
Whatever. And then you get our answer. And this way the person gets an idea of how to go about answering it for themselves. You know what I mean? Because we think different. Face it, men and women think differently. So you get an honest answer from both sides.
Both sides.
And what else we have? We have articles. We interview the artists, the models, the designers. We interview everybody. Mostly we get bios for people. So we'll sit down and get that. But I want to add more content to the magazine. I just haven't figured out what else I want to add to it for people to read. Because I have also a writer, Teeny, in Texas. She writes about different things that's going on out in Texas and different businesses out there. So I want to include other states.
Right.
To let me know what's going on. Well, everybody know what's going on and put it in the magazine. So it's go ahead.
No, go ahead.
That's one of the things I definitely want to do, incorporate other states, because there's artists, there's entrepreneurs out there that need to have a light shined on them as well.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I think this is a brilliant idea. I think that so many people can benefit from just learning about somebody else and what they're doing in their business or in the comedy or in the fashion or whatever, advice, and just creating a space for yourselves to do that. I think to me, that for me watching this journey with you guys, that's the most amazing thing to be like, you know what, there wasn't a lane and we just made one. And we're just gonna go and we're just gonna run by ourselves because nobody else is gonna catch up. So I think that in itself is just like so dope. You know what I mean? And then to have these people that like want to do this, they want to do it. Like the models want to do it, the fashion designers want to do it. Do you feel like it's hard getting people in the magazine, or do you feel the opposite? Like we have so many people, we don't know what to do with them.
You answer.
This is going to be a 2-part answer. one, if we do reach out to somebody, 3-part answer, I should say. If we do reach out to somebody, it'll be like 1 time, maybe 2. That's it. The reason why I say that because we kiss nobody ass. That's why. We're not clout chasers.
Right.
We never will be. You know what I mean? We don't need you when the next person manager or the next person's PR is hitting us up left and right, like such and such want to be here, such and such want to be here. You know what I'm saying? So we don't have to go chasing. We don't have to do that. No, I wouldn't do that anyway, but we don't have to do that. So what we do is the people that do hit us up and the people that do, who do hit us up and stuff like that, we do a Zoom meeting. We do a Zoom, get to see how the energy is, and as we see how the energy is, then we rock out. If the energy's not right, it's like we already can kind of tell basically if we want to work with this person or wait and try another time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And yeah, that's it on that one.
So have you ever had to be like, no, this is not going to work? You ever had to break up with somebody and be like, nah, this is not, this is not a good fit. Not everything fits.
Right, yeah, we had to be like, you know what, we could do it another time. You know what I'm saying? Right now, this is such and such issue. You know what I mean? Right now, what you're trying to do is not, they're going what we're doing. We're working right now. So we'll reach out to you, when we're ready. Or you have some where, this is the best one, where it's like, this is going according to what she said earlier, when people be like, oh, your little magazine, oh, your little this, that, this, and then third. So then when you used to reach out to them before, it was, oh, I can't, blah, blah, blah. But now they're hearing about it from everybody. Then they want to run back to you like, oh, is it cool? No, you got to wait now. You got to wait your turn. You lost that.
Yeah, they got to circle the block.
That's it.
Yeah. That's what that is. That's what that is. You didn't want to do my little magazine. You didn't want to do my little show before. Now you got
exactly. Yeah, and we actually had a model submit some work, and we actually had to let her know that that's not where we're headed for the magazine. We didn't like there was nothing wrong with the pictures per se.
Right.
But it wasn't our style, what we going for, what we I should say what we stand for. So we had to tell her, if you can do another photo shoot, that would be great. And she understood and she said, okay, no problem, I'll do another photo shoot. So we just don't, even though we don't discriminate, we don't accept everything.
Right.
Like I don't mind an implied nude photo as long as it's tasteful.
Right.
It has to be very tasteful. You know what I mean? Right. I can't deal with just taking a picture, someone standing and taking a picture. It got to have some type of something to it. It has to have the it factor. The it factor ain't super big. It ain't got to be super big, but it just has to mean something. It has to show something. Just not everybody can have a camera, but that don't mean you're gonna see the same thing. You have to have an eye for it. And I know he has an eye for it, even though he doesn't take pictures, because when I'm shooting, he'll come to me, he'll walk over to me like, oh, go over there, or stand over here, or have the model go over there. Not everybody can do that.
Right.
And for him not having been using the camera before and him still having that eye, I trust his judgment. Not just because he's my partner, because I've seen where he's led me before. I'm like, yo, go take the picture over there. Look at that. I'm like, oh, shoot, I didn't even see that. He'd be like, yep, and see how that turns out. So it takes a lot.
Yeah.
And we don't, like I said, we don't accept everything.
Yeah, that's good though, because I also think that keeps the integrity of the magazine. Yes. You know what I mean? I think if you want to, it's not to say if you want to be respected or not respected, because we respect everybody's work, but it's just like, what story am I telling? How am I telling my story? And who am I telling it to?
Right.
Right. And keeping that in mind when you're putting it together, when you're working with the models, when you're picking the outfits and saying, okay, yeah, we're going to be fun and we're going to be sexy and we're going to be beautiful, but we're going to do it in a way that is still respectful and comfortable and, and fun and loving, but not make it feel like, when somebody comes to the house, I got to put the magazine away.
Right.
Right. Right.
And it takes an eye to do that. It takes a lot of work to do that because it has to be a constant thing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And that's what we focus on. We focus on all that good stuff. Like, there's too many magazines out here that's the same, just like the music that's not the same. Everything is the same, the same, the same, the same. Nah, if you want to do something, why you want to be the same? Why not be different? You know what I'm saying? But then now you have people, certain models, certain people that was doing things before. Now they're switching their style up, either throwing on more clothes or doing things where it's like, yo, I don't have to take off my clothes. I could just this and with that. So it's like a lot has changed, even by us doing what we do. You have two people, one who just got a movie role. You know what I'm saying? You have somebody else who what what happened with the other person?
Oh, there was one model that he was in one issue of the magazine, and he came to do a shoot for another issue of the magazine, and he came to me and he was like, Kenya, because of the magazine, he was able to get a couple of gigs from that.
Wow.
And he looked at me and he was like, thank you. Continue doing what you're doing because people like us need it.
It's true though.
Right.
It's true. I could say that without a doubt. That there's so many talented people with no platform, and if they have a space to grow, they'll grow. And so that's what you guys do. Like, you give people like, here, go ahead, jump. Here's a space, a safe space. Go ahead and jump. And that's what I said. You got to have an eye to see that ahead of everybody else.
Absolutely.
Yes,
You have
I agree.
To be able to say, okay, this is what I saw in this person. They have that look, or they have that energy. Let me put them here and see what happens. Like, I definitely think that takes an eye, and it takes a special person to do that, because not everybody walking around in their life doing that for somebody.
You're right.
Everybody's usually for
themselves. The other way around, right? Where
everybody's usually for themselves.
Everybody blocking. So this is somebody saying, okay, here's what we have. Where do we see this eye for talent? Where do we see this eye for fashion? Where beauty, poetry, comedy, whatever it is, and how can we enhance this and share the space with them? And I think that in itself is commendable.
That was one of the reasons why I started one of the other reasons why I started the magazine, because when I was modeling, I didn't have a platform. Back 10, 15 years ago, you either had to know Kay Slay or know the photographer, because they wasn't taking submissions from just anybody. Right. And then you had to have a certain shape, which was back then was model vixens, and I didn't look like that, nor do I look like that now. So I had to come up with something for regular models. And I don't mean regular models like an everyday plant, but models that weren't 5'9" and was a Coke bottle size. You know what I mean? Right. So I had to.
I totally know what you mean, because I'm never going to fit in any of those boxes.
No. So that was what I needed to have a lane for just regular models doing their thing.
Right.
And that means a lot to me, because a lot of people, like, I had a model who was, how tall was this chick? She's 5'2", 5'3", and I put in oh my Jesus Lord, Munch.
Oh, Munch, yeah.
Yeah, she itty bitty. She real short, but her pictures come out so nice. And I put it in, like, if she was for any other magazine, she had to be 5'9" or taller.
Right.
So and then I had a size 22 model. She was a designer and a model, and I think she wore a size 22, but her pictures came out so pretty because So we'd like you say, we don't discriminate.
We don't
We
discriminate.
even had a model that was in a wheelchair.
Yeah. And I think that's what we need to see in mainstream media, not for nothing. We don't see enough. Like if we talk about what's in the media and what both men and women standards of beauty are, especially when it comes to the Black and brown community, hip hop community, things of that nature, we don't see enough diversity when it comes to that. We don't see. I'm 5'1", 5'2". I'm not going to be taller than that. I'm not going to be a vixen. There's people in wheelchairs. There's beautiful people who are size 22. And I think we need to celebrate that because those people are talented and they're beautiful. And we need to see that more where it's not like, what are they doing here?
Absolutely.
Yep.
And that's what we focusing on. We focusing on that now, like doing more diverse things and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So we can be different and see when people see that, you know what I mean? Then they're gonna try to do it, but we start the trend, which we don't care. It's cool.
And that's why I said, how do you stay a step ahead of the trends? Because
no one can beat me and Jason. That's how we stay ahead.
The big dick energy.
Yeah, no one can beat me and Jay. There's nobody else that can beat me. There's nobody else can beat Jay. And then put us together, we're unstoppable at the end of the day. So that's one of the reasons we can step ahead. We are a step ahead of the game because how we think. And what I went through as a model, what I went through as a photographer, and him just being a businessman altogether, ain't nobody gonna think like us.
Right.
That's how we stay ahead of the game.
I even got it. That's funny. I even got something that'll be dope for you too, Cameron.
Yeah, you gotta tell me.
It'll show that the shoot gotta be real dope for you.
I'm excited. I want to hear.
All I can say, smoky gray smoke or red smoke. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. I want smoke. I told you that. I'm gonna buy them little smoke can things.
I got one. Don't worry about it.
Like a box of them, and we just turn
kill
up.
Kill it with like IC. See, I can't talk about it because I know this live, so somebody gonna share it and then try to take it. You know what I'm saying? But it'll be
you gotta hold. You just gotta let people see it sometimes. You can't tell them. You can't. You think you can, and you're excited, but you can't. You just gotta wait, and you gotta drop it, and you gotta just let them take it all in.
Oh, he has no problem holding stuff in. He ain't got no problems doing that. This thing that we got going on, he won't tell me today. Oh, you see it? What do you mean? I'm your partner. Why can't I see it? He was like, nah, you just wait. I want to see it.
Nah, you wait and see it. You just wait and see it. That's all.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that though.
He's good with that. He's good with that. Trust me.
But then when she said, it's like, oh, just like the video. Like, perfect example, the video that we did to promote the networking event. Right?
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the network event so we can get this out before that comes out. So what sparked the networking event? What are we doing?
Everything. Yeah, everything. What sparked it is fashion. Just fashion, designs, models, musicians. No matter even if you have an app that you want to develop, like Chris, like my homeboy Chris, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? From seeing you, so it's like a lot of stuff. No matter what you do, if you have your own iPod, your own podcast, no matter what it is that got to do with business, that's what it's about. Just network your business.
Yeah, we came up with the idea because I wanted to meet new people, see if we can get new content for the magazine, and word of mouth, like say for instance, you talk about it, we talking about it on the radio, and then somebody else here like, oh, I want to call my such and such. So that's what we wanted. We just wanted, like he always says, bridge the gap. We want to meet new people.
Right.
And have the people that we know meet new people.
Right.
So that's where it basically came from.
Right.
I will be there. I'm being there and bringing the energy just so that I can network with new people and celebrate you guys. That's really why I'm going.
Oh, thank you.
I just think we need more opportunities to celebrate the good things that happen and the people that support us. So I'll come out. I'm coming out.
I
I don't
really
know about
think
no heels, but I'm coming out.
I think Chris. I think Chris. I'm gonna introduce you to Chris too, because Chris got the illest app ever. He has an app where you can connect to anybody all over the world. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it is, no matter what you want to do, how you want to do it. If you want to connect with that person, that's the perfect app. You know what I'm saying? And it's amazing how that app works.
Well, we would love to see that. I definitely think since COVID and people have been home, a lot of entrepreneurs have grown. A lot of people have tuned into their interests, have tuned into the markets, have tuned into becoming entrepreneurs. And I think that we need to find a space to kind of like find that out. Because like people before, I felt we're all just so busy and they were doing what they were doing. And then now it's like this person started this and this person's doing that and this person making, body scrub and this person. And I feel like wow, like if we all had the time to be this creative, and there wasn't a pandemic, like imagine if we just put that same amount of work into what we're doing. Everybody would be able to do something.
Right. Absolutely. And it's
everybody.
Just make it happen. It's all about making it happen.
We're gonna do it. Tell everybody when the networking event is.
Friday, May 7th.
Yes. So Friday, May 7th in Brooklyn, correct?
Yes. Nostrand Social.
Nostrand Social. So everybody make sure that you check that out. Go follow Style and Soul magazine. I'll tag them in my pictures because they're all over my Instagram. Let everybody know. I want more pictures. I'm like, we ain't got no more. Let everybody know. Yeah, I want just if you have, like nice ones that you're like, we don't need them anymore. But I never seen them, so they're new to me.
I got you. I'll go through them tonight.
I know it's a lot, but like you don't have to do it, tonight. But like, if you're like,
if I don't do it tonight, nice. I can remember.
We didn't use it, but it's still nice, like that kind of thing. But tell everybody where they could find you guys.
Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, ladies first.
Oh my God. The website is Style and Soul Mag. Or is it Style and Soul Magazine? Holy crap, I can't remember.
Style and Soul Mag at Gmail.
There's a link in my bio, by the way, y'all.
Yeah, so it's Style and Soul Mag at gmail.com. That's our email. Our Instagram is Style and Soul Mag. Our website is Style and Soul Mag magazine.com. Facebook, Style and Soul Mag. Look us up. Instagram, come find us. If you got talent and you want to be a part of it, come look us up.
I'll start tagging some people.
Cool.
As they come, I don't know. You never know. Sometimes you never know. Run into things. What about you, Jay? Where can they find you?
Oh man, same place. My regular Instagram is Little Man J ENT. You can find me there, and that's about it. That's there. That's Facebook. Yeah, that's it.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you for having us. It was so much fun.
I appreciate you.
And I got to say thank you for not having us have to work together because I'm tired of sitting next to him in certain interviews.
Yeah,
I appreciate the fact that I can do this in my own house and I have to be in his. We had to do one. We was sitting right next to each other. I thought I was going to throw up. We was just too close to each other. It was disgusting. We didn't like it at all. So I appreciate you letting us do this separately.
Yes, I'm home. And she's home with her cat. Yes. And I don't got to be all like, come on, get off from get your cat. Shut
up. My baby. He just mad because I love my cats more than I love him.
I don't care. Keep them. Stay with them.
This
makes us every day, guys. This is us every day.
That's so much. I hold on. I'm just going to end this broadcast.